Is this allegedly the start of the mark of the beast?
Be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID. It's as simple as that. Today, I am announcing this government will make a new free of charge digital ID mandatory for the right to work by the end of this Parliament. The truth is, we won't solve our problems if we don't also take on the root causes.
I confirm today from January 2026, every UK citizen and resident will be required to hold a secure digital ID. Without this ID, you will not be able to purchase essential items such as food and groceries and access NHS services. This is a bold step, but it is one built on fairness and security. A single trusted ID will ensure that public services are used by those who are entitled, and that our healthcare system and welfare support are properly protected. Families will no longer face delays, and resources will no longer be wasted on fraud or abuse. For the NHS, this means faster, safer patient access. For businesses, it means easier checks and smoother transactions. For every household, it means confidence that the system is working as it should. And in an age of rising identity theft and online scams, a secure digital ID will keep people's information safe. This is about trust, fairness, and responsibility. A stronger ID system will protect our services, safeguard our economy, and strengthen Britain's future.
Benefit systems will now require national biometric ID enrollment. Benefits will be restored upon chip implantation.
They're making us choose.
Open it up! We need food! Let's go! EBT don't work nowhere! Power grid outages are continuing across the officials urge residents to remain. That's it. They really cut us off.
Mama, is this all we got?
To continue receiving nutritional credits, citizens must verify identity via implantable bio-ID. Please remain calm and follow the directions of registration officials.
Can you run it again?
It's not taking it even.
Did yours go through? All the cards are down?
Hold still. No chip, no eggs.
But I just...
Move along, ma'am.
Come on, baby. Mama, is this all we got?
Hold out your wrist. Next, hold out your wrist.
I don't want it.
Then you won't eat. This had come. We just didn't know it'd be like this.
Y'all see the new technology is out, right? Y'all see the shit where you now shopping and shit. You can I think this is the one where you ring up your own shit, like when you put it in the cart. See, look at this shit. What that say? I mean, I think this is the one where you ring up your own shit that you put it in the cart and you pay for it and shit like that on its own, I think. I'm not sure. I think so, though. You gotta do all this shit. You gotta sign up and all that. I don't know what that shit be about. You know what I mean? This shit crazy. Now this would, yeah, look. See what this shit say? It say start shopping. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I think, right? This gonna put the motherfucking Cashiers, no more. You ain't gonna need no cashiers. If you could just pay for your shit like this, continuous guest. Let's see what happened. First time using new card. Yeah, got me. Let's see what they talking about. Add product. Face it. Yeah, you scan the shit as you put it in the cart. Place it in the cart. Don't hold item, just put it in there. How to add produce. Look, yo, this new technology, man. Putting this shit right here. Y'all ain't got no business working any damn way. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't got no business working any damn way. You know what I'm saying? Yo, yeah, look. You pay for everything right through the cart, yo. You know what I'm saying? Look, EBT. Look, it's the new wave right here. It's the new technology shit. Know what I mean? Let's put the cashiers out of work. You know what I mean? Hey. It's crazy.
Have y'all ever seen anything like this? VinHub. So check it out. You scan the QR code, right? There's all the snacks. There's no employees. There are robots in here. There are robots taking your order. Oh my goodness. And they got everything. They got medicine. They got, oh my goodness. I have to order something. I have to. This is a crazy business model, y'all. This is a crazy business model. Can you see this? Do you see this? It's a giant vending machine. But instead of getting one Pop-Tart, you could get all the Pop-Tarts. Instead of getting the little bag of cheeses, you get the whole box, right? You go ahead and go grocery shopping in here. They got coffee made up there. They got A1 sauce. Come on, they got everything in here. Man, what? Oh, man, there's too many ways to make money, y'all. This is hard.
It was only a matter of time before we seen this one. I had absolutely no idea that this was being spoken about, so shout out to the person who sent me this. Digital IDs could be coming to Utah. We already see what's taking place right now in the UK and Australia, what's taking place in Vietnam and other places around the world. It's only a matter of time. We're at the perfect storm. That's what it's looking like with everything that's going on in the government right now, everything that's going on local levels and different communities abroad in our country. Guys, like, we're watching this puzzle come together. That's just the best way I can put it, right? We all see through a glass dimly, like the Bible tells us, and we're all sort of trying to connect the dots and really get the bigger picture of what's taking place here. But one thing is for sure, that we're watching that picture come together clearer than ever before. The things that people thought were conspiracies for such a long time, for many decades, now they are starting to see, hopefully, they're starting to see that they are not conspiracies, that we were not crazy. We were trying to warn you guys. Yes, it was a few years off at the time we were telling you guys all those years ago. Yes, it was a few years off. The people who knew about this push here in the 90s and the 80s, even the 70s, like, bro, think about how crazy folks thought they were. Now fast forward to where we are right now. This is incredible. This is insane. And it's only going to continue in this direction. There's no stopping it. If you haven't read the Bible, if you haven't read Revelation 13, chapter 13 to be specific, and if you just haven't read the Bible in general, I would advise you to read it, because it let us know, and we're not crazy. We never were. And you can see this push taking place all over the globe. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. If you don't have Jesus in your heart, I pray that you would receive him, for he's the only one who's going to be able to save us. He let us know of all these things in the last times. And guys, it's real. It's not a story. God bless.
Shalom, Inshallah, it's your brother Shamya Allah, coming to you today to give you a word to continue in the spirit of righteousness and a word of encouragement continuing the faith of Hamashiach Yahawashah. Just wanted to go over a few precepts concerning what's coming, literally maybe days, maybe weeks, maybe days away, and just to talk about a topic called the Great Reset. And it's literally at the door. Now we see what all this experimenting about, cutting off benefits and all that, things of that nature. We see the plan of the enemy, the beast system, you know, but that's what it is. All right. So I want to start in Ezekiel. Ezekiel 3, verse 17. It reads, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Yeshua. Therefore hear the word at my mouth and give them warning for me. Yeah, that's why the men of Yeshua hit the streets and everywhere possible, right? To warn our people of the evil to come, man. And the things that shortly, literally, maybe days away, if not weeks away. How about that? So from there, like I said, this is to encourage the remnant, Yeshua, and especially the men of Yeshua. Let's go to the book of, in the Apocrypha, the book of Sirach, Ecclesiasticus, also known as Ecclesiasticus, 2nd chapter. We're going to read, man. It starts at the first verse. My son, if thou come to serve Yahweh, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright, and constantly endure, and make not haste in a time of trouble. Right, don't run. Don't quickly run when a tribulation comes. He wants you to stand firm. All right? He said, third verse, cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at the last end. Right. What's the last end? The deliverance out of this place, man. Right? It says, fourth verse, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, right? And be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. And that's heavy, because guess what? A lot of people are going to be brought to a lower state. When they bring that beast system in effect, a lot of people are going to cave. A lot of people are going to be brought, men that, is going to be brought to a lower state, because guess what? You're going to be pushed out of the system. And you should see a plethora of videos before this lesson, if not at the end. It should be in there, or it be set, put up there separate, whatever happens, right? But the whole point is you're going to be brought to a lower state. You're going to be literally pushed out the system, right? It says, for fifth verse, for gold is tried in the fire, and an acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Yeah, it's going to be in adversity. It's going to be very difficult. You're going to literally be pushed out. Right? So this is where your faith is going to have to come in, man. This is where your faith going to have to come in. It should be increased. But this is the challenge for the remnant Yeshua, the true men of Yeshua. Right? This is nothing to play with, man. And this is where it's coming down to. Yeah, you thought it was joy to know who you are, but this is where the real challenge and the challenge of your faith is at, man, because this is the trying of us by the Heavenly Father. We reading right out of the Bible. Fifth verse, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Sixth verse, believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him. He said, believe in him, the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and his only begotten Son. That's what we got to believe in, man. That's what's going to help us. This is literally right around the corner, right there. So he already showed you what they're going to do in November. This is a precursor because their whole goal is to really end it all together. Yeah. This is more than a test run. Yeah. Right? Because even in when you seen in the video, they said what was it, January 2026? Don't look like it's look like a lot happening before that, ain't it? Yeah. So let's see. Let's continue. 6th verse. Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him. Ye that fear Yahweh, wait for his mercy, and go not aside, lest ye fall. Right. Don't lose faith. Don't go aside from the faith, man, and the truth in this Bible, man. You got to stand firm and continue in the faith. Right? It's because you hear that, but a lot of people say, no, but this is where your faith comes in, man. This is the trying of acceptable men. Right? So it says in the 9th verse, ye that fear Yahweh, hope for good and for everlasting joy and mercy. What's the good, man? Us ruling, man. This is not the end over here. It's the beginning for Jacob, man. You know how it reads in 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. So don't lose faith, man. So 10th verse says what? Look at the generation of old and see, did ever any trust in Yahweh and was confounded? That's the question. And it says, or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? So no, he never forsaken or did not come through for the prophets and those men of renown back in that time, or the apostles for that matter. How about that? Because if you read the prophecies, you see what was promised them from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob on down to the 144. And the rest of the men of Yasha'Allah. Because that's who they coming out of, the remnant, Yasha'Allah. Right? So let's continue. It says, 11th verse, for Yahweh is full of compassion and mercy, long-suffering, and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins, and saveth in time of affliction. Yeah, he's going to save you in this time of affliction. That's why you got to continue in the faith, man. Right? Let's read, I want to pause for a second. Let's go to what it says in Hebrews. Hebrews seasoned men already know where I'm going to go. So let's go real quick. Hebrews, I think it's in the 11th, I think. It's 11th chapter. Yeah, Hebrews 11 and 1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So it didn't manifest yet, but you know to continue in the faith. It says, read it again. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. 2nd verse, for by it the elders obtained a good report. 3rd verse, through faith we understand that the words were framed by the word of Yahweh, so that things that are seen were not made of things which do appear. So it's showing you how you got to continue in that faith, man. You got to keep that faith. Because our forefathers did it. When we gonna be tried now, man. We up next, man. The remnant's up next. The 144. You up next. So from there, I was at the 11th. Let's read on to the 12th verse. It said, "Woe!" See, woe means destruction. It says, "Woe be to the fearful hearts, meaning your mind, fearful in the mind. He said, woe be to the fearful hearts and faint hands, and the sinner that goeth two ways. The sinner that goeth two ways. Double-minded, right? It says, 13th verse, woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not. Yeah, you don't have no faith, man. Therefore shall he not be defended. You ain't going to be defended. If you get weak and lose faith in Hamashiach Yahawashah, and lose faith in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, you're not going to be defended. So you can't have fear, and you got to have faith, man. You got to be bold as a lion, man. As it says in this Proverbs, right? It says, 15th verse, it says, they that fear Yahweh will not disobey his word, and they that love him will keep his ways, man. Keep the law, statutes, commandments to the best of your ability, man. Right? 16th verse says what? They that fear Yahweh will seek that which is well-pleasing unto him, and they that love him shall be filled with the law. Right. You're going to want to keep these laws, statutes, commandments, moral laws, civil laws, dietary laws, ceremonial laws, which is the high holy days, the Sabbath. You ain't going to sit there and argue and debate. You're going to do what the Heavenly Father say. 17th verse. They that fear Yahweh will prepare their hearts and humble their souls in his sight. He said, they that fear Yahweh will prepare their minds, meaning your mind, not your, the heart means talking about the mind. Prepare your mind. Right? It says, prepare their minds and humble their souls in his sight. Right? Be humble. Not talk about which camp is better, which school is better. Humble, man. Operate in the fruit of the spirits, man. Fruit of the spirit, as it says in Galatians. Not with a proud spirit. Not saying who you thinking you better than the other brother. That's off. Oh, I got this breakdown right, and that means he's off. Nah, man. You're supposed to help one another, and you're supposed to give edification in the spirit of truth and righteousness. That's what you're supposed to do. Right? So let's read, and I'm going to go back a little. Matter of fact, I'm going to read the last part and I'm going to go back. Sirach 2 verse 18, last verse, it says, saying, we will fall into the hands of Yahweh and not into the hands of men. For as his majesty is, so is his mercy. Right. That's the real men of the Most High your faith supposed to be. Fearing the Most High. And doing what he say. Not concerned with, man, this beast system gonna come down, man. Ain't nothing good for them. They think it is. That's the ideas and strong delusions Shaitan gave them. Satan gave them. But we know the end of his word is the beginning of ours. Right? As it reads 2nd Esdras 6 and 9. Matter of fact, let's go to let me see if I can find that priest I'm looking for, because I think I can I had it in my mind, but I can't figure out where it's yeah, that's the one I'm looking for. It's 2K. Well, the one I'm looking for. Let's go to Zechariah 13 and 9. Zechariah 13 and 9. Let's get that on. It's the one I'm looking for. Let's go to Zechariah 13 and verse 9 real quick. This should be a short one. By certain things I just wanted to touch on. Zechariah 13 and 9, and then we're going to go to, and some more I want to cover. A little more. Zechariah 13. I know y'all probably got it before I did, but it's so good. Just let me catch up real quick. Zechariah 13 and 9. Oh man, actually that's not the one. Let me see. Yeah, well I'll read it anyway. Zechariah 13 and 9 reads, "And I will bring the third part through the fire, and I will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, Yahweh is my power." Right. And that's talking about the final judgment that coming to Babylon, America. That's the end. Matter of fact, I see. I think I'm gonna find it. I typed in the one. The one I'm looking for. Give me a minute. Sheesh. This is the one. It's 13. Salakia 13. Oh, I'm in 13. Actually, it's no, it's the wrong. I got the wrong book. Salakia. All right, but that's good. That's like I said, is the end. But I wanted to go to Isaiah. That's why. As a matter of fact, it's him killing two birds with one stone, because that's the exact book I was going to go to anyway. But it's Isaiah 13 chapter, right? And it's the courage to the men of Israel, man, because you're the head of the household, and the head of you is Hamashiach Yahushua, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, right? Encourage the men to continue in the faith. Y'all probably got it before I did, but it's 13 chapter, Isaiah 13 chapter, and it's the 12th verse. It reads, "I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir." Matter of fact, I want to read up to the 11th verse. I'm going to read that again. I'm going to start at 11. Isaiah 13, 11, and 12. "I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible." Right? "I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man the golden wedge of Ophir." And the men he's talking about is who? The men of Yeshua. Right? The remnant. Let's go to Isaiah 32 and 1 reads. It says, "Behold, a king shall reign in righteousness, and a prince shall rule in judgment. And a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest." The wind is what also talking about destruction, represent destruction from the wind. And it said, "And a covert from the tempest as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land." Right. Because men of Yeshua are going to be that hedge in these last and evil days. And for all the women that can't get right, all right, you will in these last days. Because you're going to see, you're going to need righteous men, Yeshua, to have that hedge that can actually send up prayers to the Most High and get them prayers heard. Because it said the prayers of the righteous availeth for much. So yeah, you want to be with men of the Most High that's keeping these laws, statutes, commandments, man. Right? From there, let's go to these probably be the few ones. Matter of fact, this world about to wrap up. Let's get Matthew. Let's go to Matthew 4 and 4 real quick. It says, "Endured hardship, man. So let's go to Matthew 4 and 4. Let's go to Matthew 4 and 4. So them setting up the B system, so you know what that entails. Let's go to Matthew 4 and 4. Let's read that. Matthew 4 and 4 reads, "But he answered and said, It is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of Yahweh." Right. The Most High has the last say, man. And he know what we're going to be going through. But every man going to be tried. Every household of the remnant Yeshua. Right? Also, from there, let's go to Isaiah. Let's go to Isaiah 65. And I think I want to start at the 11th verse. He said, "But ye are they that forsake Yahweh, that forget my holy mountain, that prepare a table for that troop, and that furnish the drink offering unto that number. Therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall bow down to the slaughter, because when I called, ye did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear, but did evil before my eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not." Right, because those men don't believe in the Bible. Those men don't believe, didn't accept they want to accept their true identity and keep these laws, statutes, commandments. He's talking about them 2/3 that you see. A lot of them gonna be up in the church. A lot of them gonna get chipped up. They're gonna take that. A lot of them gonna take that mark, man. It's coming, right? And when you know how it reads in Revelation, those that do, what's gonna happen. So I'm gonna read on to the 13th verse. He said, "Therefore, thus saith Yahweh, Behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed." So the Most High showing you what? The Most High going to look out for the children of Yahshua. Those that keep his laws, those that's rejecting this evil system, man. Right? So from there, also too, I'm going to go to, and it tells you in Proverbs. Let's read this too. Let's go to Proverbs, because that came to me. Let's read Proverbs. Proverbs 11. All praise to Yahweh by Hashem HaMashiach Yahushua. Proverbs 11 and 4. You investing in all this in this world, digital currency and all that nonsense. But in the end, what's going to happen? He said what? Proverbs 11 and 4 reads what? "Riches profit not in the day of wrath." The wrath of who? The Most High. Because the judgment to Babylon's what? Destruction. It said, "Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivered from death." Righteousness, keeping the words of the Heavenly Father. The laws, statutes, commandments of the Heavenly Father. That's what's going to deliver you out of here, man. So you got to continue in the faith and do righteous judgment. And with that, I'm going to say shalom till next time. Just continue in faith, words of encouragement, man. The Bible said, resist the devil, resist evil, and he will flee. And with that, I'm going to say shalom. Till next time, Yasha'Allah, shalom.
Look, I need people to hear me on this. You don't build a ballroom if you're planning on leaving. Anybody that really thinks that Donald Trump is going to willingly give up power in 2028 is not paying attention. There are three main facts right now that'll scare the crap out of you about Donald Trump's plans to stay in power, because it scares the crap out of me. Number one, Steve Bannon, senior advisor to Donald Trump from outside the White House, says they have a plan being worked on behind the scenes for him to run for a third term. It's very sophisticated. They're planning it out, they're funding it, and they're going to have it ready to go. This is coming from someone who knows Trump. Number two, the Trump administration is currently forming a National Guard response force that will be trained in crowd control and civil unrest, ready to deploy to all 50 states, coincidentally, by 2026. Now we're learning that the Trump admin is sending poll watchers to 2 blue states, no red states, for their elections in 2025 in New Jersey and California. And representatives in these states have called it highly inappropriate. Donald Trump and his buddies know they're going to lose in 2026, so it's obvious now that they're making plans to basically claim that it was fake, it was fraud, and Donald Trump actually won, and they're going to use the FBI, the DOJ, and all these different agencies to do it. People got to wake up and realize that this is the reality.